Nestled along the Chattahoochee River, Peachtree Corners, Georgia combines small town charm with big city amenities. But if you haven't heard of it, you're not alone. That's honestly part of the allure. But once you dive into the city and learn more about it, it's really easy to see why so many people have chosen to call Peachtree Corners home. From all of the parks to great schools and a major hub for jobs. It's no wonder so many people are making a move to Peachtree Corners. Stick around so I can tell you all of the things that people love and maybe a few things people don't, so that you can know everything there is to know about Peachtree Corners and if it would be a great place for you and your family. Peachtree Corners is a mix of urban, suburbia, just all kind of mashed together. You really have a lot of local parks here, which is one of the draws to this area. My personal favorite is going to be Jones Bridge Park. I've actually been coming to this park since I was a kid, and one of my favorite things about it is you have access directly to the Chattahoochee River, and not like jump in the water access, but like stairs that you can go down and actually just kind of admire the beauty. Or if you're brave enough to get into the Chattahoochee, it's freezing cold at all times, even in the dead of summer. You can go in, the kids can play, husbands can go fishing, whatever you want to do here. Then we have a great playground and some soccer fields as well. There's another park just down the street, which is actually going to be in Peachtree Corners Town Center. This area, they have a splash pad for the kids, and they actually host a lot of concerts and movies on the green. So there's always something to do here. Peachtree Corners is known as a hub for jobs and specifically technology. It actually had one of the first technology parks built in the suburbs of Atlanta. There's all kinds of jobs here, from IT to biotech, anything you can think of, they've got it here. And with Atlanta only about 30 minutes away, living in Peachtree Corners is actually going to save you at a minimum of 20 minutes. If you were looking at compared to suburbs like Suwanee or Johns Creek, even Alpharetta, you're just so much closer to the city, and you have multiple points of access. So you could take roads like Peachtree Industrial Boulevard, which is actually 141 now, or you could take Buford Highway. Both of those are going to take you straight through Buckhead into the city of Atlanta if you don't want to have to brave getting on Highway 85. Now, that being said, one of the downfalls of living in Peachtree Corners, or really anywhere in the metro Atlanta area, is going to be the traffic congestion. You are just north of Highway 285, which to me, in my opinion, is a complete disaster at all times. I feel like they're always working on something. But living in Peachtree Corners, you don't have to actually deal with that on a daily basis. So you're not right in the middle of the congestion. But if you are having to commute in on a regular basis, this is something for you to consider. Housing here in Peachtree Corners is all over the place. You've got houses starting around $400,000, going well over $1 million. You've got some condos that are going to be for sale, a few apartments as well. And the thing about Peachtree Corners that's really kind of funny to me is I feel like so many people drive right through it and don't even realize they were here. It's kind of like Berkeley Lake, which is right next door. They're just little hidden pockets. And because of that, they're much smaller. So right now, currently, as of the time of this video, there's only 24 houses on the market in Peachtree Corners. The lowest one being at $459, and the highest one currently right now being in River Mansions at $1.6 million. The home styles here are very different as well. You have a lot of 80s and 90s kind of colonials, because again, this area was one of the first suburbs of Atlanta to be built well before Suwanee or Alpharetta, any of those. But you do have a little bit of new construction, not a lot. So if new construction is really important to you, Peachtree Corners might be a little bit harder for you to find. But there is a very special community called Waterside that kind of has its own resort feel. It's extremely close to the parks and to the river. And I have to tell you, they've got some pretty amazing housing in here for you to check out. Now, if you have kids, obviously schools is going to be a big deal. I know for me, I have one in high school, one in middle school. So these would be one of the top things that I'm looking at if I'm thinking about making a move. And the thing about Peachtree Corners is if you look on the websites, the elementary schools, specifically Simpson Elementary, is one of the top rated. I'm talking a 9 out of 10. Like, it's really highly rated. But then if you start looking into the middle school and high school, not so much. So what a lot of people here are doing, from what I have talked to people, they are going through elementary school at Simpson, and then they end up looking at some of the private schools around here. You've got Wesleyan and you have Greater Atlanta Christian, and then you also have some smaller private schools if that's something that you want to look into. I don't know about you guys, but having grocery stores close to me is really a big deal. And the thing that I love about Peachtree Corners is I don't just have one option here. I have a Trader Joe's. Across the street from that is a Sprouts. Down the street from that is an Ingles. I've also got a Publix and a Kroger. Literally anything I can think of is at my fingertips. Probably my favorite place in Peachtree Corners though has to be the Forum. They have every restaurant. They actually have a new spot that just opened. It's kind of like an upscale eatery, so you can go in, get everybody something different if nobody can agree on what to eat, and then come out, hang out in the green space and chow down. Then right across the street, you have some upscale restaurants, you have some kid-friendly restaurants. This is definitely a foodie's paradise with a ton of different options. Now that being said, if you're looking for nightlife, you might be a little bit disappointed here in Peachtree Corners. It's not really that kind of vibe. It's a little bit more family friendly, if you will. So if that's the kind of thing you're looking at, you're gonna wanna jump right back on to where we were talking about Peachtree Industrial or 85, drive into the Atlanta, and you can party all night long. I hope this video helped give you some information about Peachtree Corners. Like I said, it's really a hidden gem. So if you're thinking about making a move to the area or anywhere in the Atlanta suburbs, I would love to be a resource. So go ahead and reach out to me. Otherwise, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.